Star quality. I got it. I got this. You got it. You got it. My chart says so. Look at me go. Sun moon rising. It's all about time. It's all about time. Earthlings. What's it all mean? What's it all mean? Star quality.
What's it all mean? What's it all mean? Mean.
Star quality. No, dude, really, what does it all mean? Star quality. I got it. You got it. We got it. Star quality. Star quality. Welcome back to Star Quality, and welcome back to Venus Things. First Venus Things episode since, oh my God, Scorpio season, since November. But I'm back better than ever. I mean, literally feel defrosted from the end of the year, end of 2024 into early 2025. Just nonstop retrogrades into eclipses. And yeah, this last 6 months have definitely been some of the most challenging for me. I've talked about it at length and I will continue to, but my cat passed in October, and then the energy, post-election was like just sad. And then December, then we went into Mars retrograde, and then starting in January, we had the fires in LA. February was just whatever. March was difficult. And April has been a new shift. So I'm gleefully here in April in Taurus season, ready to return to Venus Things. And let me just introduce myself in case anyone is new here or you've never listened to Star Quality, let alone Venus Things before. So hi, I'm Stevie. I'm an astrologer, and Star Quality is my podcast and newsletter where I dive into all things astro. Venus Things was a series. It was a monthly series I was doing, and I don't know, as you heard before, life things happen. Venus Things is where I'm recapping more like there will be astrology, yes, but more like just referrals, recommendations, media, stuff I like, the Venus stuff. Venus is the planet of pleasure, luxury, good stuff, good food, good sex, all of the above. So this will be where I just go over the things I love because I'm a Taurus sun conjunct Venus in the 11th house. Recommendations and things I'm into is my love language. So that is that. So normally there is a paywall. This is my first time back, so this will be for everybody, a treat for all. But if you would like to become a paid subscriber and join the third space, that is the paid tier for this publication. It is a user-supported publication. So all the bonus content, your weekly horoscopes, all of that is brought to you by the third space members. Also, the chat is a private feature for those in the third space. So for the cost of buying me an iced latte every month, you can join and support an indie publication. And I really appreciate everyone who has signed up and upgraded their memberships and subscribe. There's a 7-day free trial if you're like, let me see if I even like this. And okay, I think that's the housekeeping. Let me think. I think that's the housekeeping. Oh, okay. Actually, one last thing, because in Venus Things sub episodes, there was listener questions, so submitted by paid subscribers. So, because this was kind of a renewal back into the Venus Things, there won't be answer questions in this episode, but when I'm back next month, there will. So that is another incentive to become a paid subscriber. You can submit your own astrology question. It could be really about whatever, from like your chart to general astrology questions, or like just whatever about anything. If you want to ask me about, I don't know, hair care or whatever, dating, I'll probably find an astrology bent because I look at the world through the lens of astrology. But yeah, so when I'm back next month, Venus Things is usually and will be and will restart is the last Friday of the month because Friday is Venus's day and that just makes sense, right? So, yes, this is out on Venus's day. So, Venus Day is also a great day to work with glamour magic, getting yourself dolled up to, cook your favorite meal, to watch a movie that just makes you feel good or like yourself, putting on your power anthems, whatever it is. So I hope you get to embrace something Venus-y today. Maybe a nice bath or like a picnic in the park with friends, whatever. Sir, let me just I have a backlog of playlists to give you guys first and foremost. So I do use Apple Music. I just have, that's what I do. And I do make monthly mixes that go to the month. And it's usually just songs I'm digging or things I'm hearing like CBS or like, things that sort of sound like the soundtrack of life. So I will put those playlists to everything mentioned will be linked in the show notes. But I have some overdue months and months of playlists. So if you need new songs, I suggest just listening on shuffle. Like it's just new. I'm constantly looking for new music. So I've done it for you. So if you are like, oh, perfect. Sometimes there's just silly songs. Like if I hear something that reminds me of the moment, like, yeah, if I'm like out shopping and someone's playing Eiffel 65, Blue Abba Da, it's going on the playlist. Like it's going into my almost like bullet journaling my memories, but through song. Um, First off, I got a psychic hotline reading recently and I wanted to shout them out. This is probably a good space to say anything I shout out is not a sponsored ad, just me liking stuff. No stock in the companies. If anything is a sponsored ad, you will be alerted because I will have a hashtag ad, or I will say something being like, "This is paid for." So, manifesting some of these might become that. But I got a psychic reading through the Older Psychic Institute. I'm curious if anyone here has heard of them or studied with them before. They were new to me. I was following this one psychic on Instagram and she mentioned, I cannot remember, I think it was Liminal Psychic. Yes, I think she mentioned she was studying there. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting. And had heard of their animal communication school before. So, animal communication. I have to link. I got to write this note before I forget. It made me think of the Sabrina Carpenter meme. It's like a clip of her as a child, and she's like so cute and precocious, a fellow Taurus, and she's like standing next to her big fat cat who's sitting on like the porch, like it's on the railing of the porch, and Sabrina Carpenter as like a little child is like, hello, I'm going to speak to him because I went to animal communication school. The way she enunciates every like syllable is just like one of the animal communication school. And then she's like, trust me, we're like tight. And then she like does a little finger cross. It's very funny. So let me write the animal communication school. I will link. This is a good reminder to say this episode is on video, but also you can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever. Please leave a review because this helps people find me, helps me bump me in the algo. Also, same if you want to heart this post, comment on it. Like, let's discuss, engage with the things you consume, right? Right, everybody. So, animal communication school. So I called I called the psychic hotline. I didn't call the psychic hotline. I did call them, but it's not like a psychic hotline. But I'll explain this now. There's a number of services you can get through the Boulder Psychic Institute. To be fair, I did find most of the copy on their website it was a little corny for my taste. But in wellness and woo and mysticism, corniness is like rampant. And bad design and et cetera, et cetera. So it's whatever, Venus things. But I was just looking up the institute because I was like, oh, maybe I'll like take a course or investigate this further. It looks interesting. And I saw that they had readings and they had very, very, very affordable readings. So I booked a soul essence reading and it was $20 for 90 minutes. And I was like, damn. But basically, similar to like if you've ever gotten your hair cut at like a salon school where they're teaching the haircutters how to do it, as a training, this is like that. So the Psychic Institute has readings at really, really affordable rates because you're on with a teacher and two. For this one, it was like a teacher and two students. So, um, yeah, I don't know if all of the readings are like that. And I also have heard there's other psychic institutes that do something similar, but that makes sense. Like they're in a training program, they need people to train on. So I will definitely be back to this reading. Like I had pretty low expectations for a $20 reading, but I'm telling you some of the best, and I'm not saying this to like undercut my services, but some of those $20 readings are the ones you get in a quickie style, like behind a curtain in a crystal shop, and you're like, who is this like funky person? Like some of those are some of my favorite readings I've ever got. And this one was really good. Like again, they're training. I don't know if you might not get the same people that I got. I was very connected to my people. Um, but I saw this on the anniversary of my cat's, the 6 month anniversary of my cat Rosie's passing. And I booked the psychic reading and was like, let's see what this is. It's a soul essence reading. I don't exactly know what that is. And they sent, I booked it. And then like a few days later was the reading. I booked it. You call in, it's over the phone. You don't no visual. And they sent a PDF and it was called a rose reading and my cat's Rosie. And I was like, oh, that's so like, I could cry. And I'm looking at my notebook just to see like, because I took a ton of notes. Um, yeah, the soul lessons reading. So they like, at least with this one, they like gave the reading a color. And mine was aquamarine, which was also really cute because Aquamarine, the song by Addison Rae, is like me and my like one of me and my besties songs. So I was like, oh, Aquamarine. And then they got into like the rose essence. So they go through like the flower of like the leaves into the stem, and it goes into like who you are in the present and um etc. Like it was like interesting. I never had a reading quite like that. And then they did a few past life readings. And one I thought was really interesting was I was a rower at Harvard in the 1800s, and I was like a manly man who played by all the rules and family like kind of just didn't care about him. And I was like, I told the readers because I do think, and this is maybe psychic readings 101 or just readings 101. I don't know. I don't come across as much anymore. I've had people in readings like this for myself, but sitting there with your arms crossed trying to stump the reader is like does nothing for you or the reader. Being closed off, being like, I'm just going to stay mute and you better tell me all the right things. Like it's just, I don't know. You're just not going to get as much out. And I think you should tell people when they are on, like, oh, affirm. And also tell them, I don't think you have to be like, that was so off, but like, because also like readers, they're like downloading so much stuff from the other realms that like, and this is how I view it with my intuitive powers and how I've heard other intuitives share this. It's like, I don't care about being wrong because as long as some right info is getting through, because I'm pulling from nothing essentially, but it's pulling from everything at the same time. That is, yeah, like you don't need to sit there and be like, no. I mean, if I had one bad psychic reading once, like, God, who even recommended me this person? I don't remember. It was over the phone and it was just like, I don't know. It was just bad. It was just like, they were just well, it was one of those readings where they just only wanted to try to connect with the dead, which is fine. I'm pro. But like, she was just like, this is what happens. I think a lot of times in like not great psychic readings is like, the person's like, okay, I see like a grandparent figure. It's like, well, duh, like odds are it's a dead grandparent. And, but at the time, for a number of years until recently, I had all four grandparents alive for like a good chunk of my life. And so I'd be in this, in this one reading, she's like, okay, I see a grandfather. And then I'd be like, no. And then she'd be like, a grandmother. I'd be like, no, like a grandfather on the other side. I'm like, nope, a grandmother. And I'm like, all my grandparents are alive. So, anyways, um, I don't think that's obviously every psychic, but that was my only one where I was like, I think it's like a little too like obvious. Like, I don't know. Anyway, this was not that case. The Boulder Psychic Institute rocked. And I think either way, even if you get someone and you do this reading and they're like not 100%, who's going to be 100%? I don't even, 100%. That's like, anyways, I could get on and on about like what should one expect to get out of reading. Would that be an interesting episode? Would that be something like getting a reading 101? Anywho, but these people are training. So again, give some grace and love. But if you're someone listening, because I know I have the best fan base, like you would. We did a past life. So I thought the Harvard one was interesting to come back to that thought because my South Node is in Virgo in the third house. South Node Virgo. He's a perfectionist in the third house, which is related to education. And I just thought, I was like, oh, that's like kind of interesting to hear like a psychic explain a past life. And it really matched up with the South Node that represents past lives. So I thought that was cool. And then they did like an aura layers reading. So like they read my aura for survival and they mentioned like I was like a crab, which I'm like, I'm a Cancer rising in Mars. So I thought that was cute. That like my survival aura like knows how to be like a crab that goes out, gets food, brings it back to the hole. And I just thought that was really funny. Also, they mentioned that I was like a race car in my like physical power aura layer, which is very funny because I've literally have said many times I would be an amazing race car driver. I even so much that my husband took me to a simulator and it made me nauseous. And I realized while I like to go fast, I don't like to be shaken because the cars shake so strongly. And yeah, and then at the end, so back to order. It was a rose reading, past lives, then aura layers. I also did like a kind of trippy, I doodle a lot while I'm like doing readings or doing anything. I just keep pen and paper and markers. And I drew this figure. I'll post it in the show notes. Maybe it'll be the cover photo of this like man, if it gives man energy, this like man blue aura guy with some shape. So I'll post that. So I drew this like kind of trippy thing while I was listening, which I've never drawn anyone like him before. So yeah. So rose reading, past lives, aura layers. And then there was 15 minutes left because this is a 90-minute reading, just so long, which I loved. And then it was just random question. I got to ask some questions and it was really helpful. And I also loved, it must be how they train there, but every time, because the psychics would bounce back and forth, like it'd be like, Joni would go, and then on the phone they'd be like, okay, Cheryl, do you want to chime in? So they would kind of take turns. And I loved whenever they would finish a thought, they would be like, okay, you're a rower at Harvard and your parents this, and you rebelled against them, and there's this. And then like, they'd reflect and share and download and channel. And then after they were done with the thought, they'd be like, and with that, I'm complete. Whenever they would finish the thought, I thought, I like loved that. I was like, oh my God, as a Gemini Mercury natally who constantly wonders and thinks about ending sentences, I think I want to I hope that's okay, Boulder Psychic Institute. I'm giving you a lot of really great free promo if I just start using with that, and with that I'm complete. So with that I'm complete. With that story I am complete. So I will put a link, again, not a sponsored ad. I just thought, in this economy, I where readings, I think readers should charge, what they are due, because it is a lot of energy, effort, years of study. Also readers are, surviving off of their income, which might be a few readings a day or a week or whatever. So I think that makes sense to, the pricing for readings. But also shout out to those who are training. Shout out to the Boulder Psychic Institute for these really affordable. They had other readings. Oh yeah. So they had the Soul Essence, $20. I'm definitely coming back. They have a clarity and cleansing reading for 40. Again, this is pricing as of April 2025. I don't know if it changes, but just for a timestamp in case someone's listening and 2030. Tell me what the future's like. And then they have a tippy top tier expert reading for 100 and pet readings and healings for 60. And then there's like another one, orange chakra healings free. What is that? Laser focused trance medium healings 25, tippy toppy expert. Help yourself. What is this? Home and healings. Is this one you do yourself? Oh no, you schedule a session. Anyways, check it out. Again, no affiliation, just came across it. I sent a friend, shout out friend of Star Quality, Maddie, the silver to my gold. And she also had a really lovely experience. So they're doing good work over there at the Boulder Psychic Institute. So, and the communication schools. Okay, another Venus thing. I am back to bangs. You might be seeing this in the vid. Oh my God. I mean, my life started to go to shit once I didn't have bangs. So that was sort of an easy decision. I like don't want my like magical thinking OCD Catholic guilt to like enter the chat, but I definitely now feel somewhat superstitious about not having bangs again. I loved my forehead. I did think I looked really cute with grown out, like tousled 90s hair, but I do feel like I got a superpower back. That meme that's like, can someone with bangs tell me what planet is making me sad? Like, I was like, that's me. And now I don't have bangs. And now I can't tell people what planet is making them sad, except I can, except I don't have bangs. Um, and I do genuinely think like your third eye needs protection, or at least for me. I felt way too visible. Maybe it's my Cancer rising empathic energy IDK, but I was like, feel too revealed out here. But I'm always going to advocate for bangs. I think more people should have bangs. I do think we're in a bangs renaissance. I feel like Lady Gaga had like with her little micro bangs, Coachella. Oh my God, amazing. Coachella set. I think she's been a great supporter of the bang movement, and happy to see that bangs are back. I think bangs used to be like the butt of the joke, like, oh, she's going through a mental breakdown. She got bangs. And now it's like, if I see someone with bangs, I'm like, oh, she is like right of mind. Or he or they've connected with God in the universe, and they are now aligned with their holy bangs mission. So maybe if you needed the sign to bang yourself. And I am, maybe it's because I like my bangs a little choppy and chopped and screwed. I'm such a pro home trim. Like you just need shears. You do need shears. You cut up. You start slow. That's the secret of bangs. You never go straight to a micro. You start with long, step back, go, oh, I look good with long bangs. Oh, I want them a little shorter. These bangs are like a nice length. They're like respectful bangs. They'll grow out good. And I think that was the other good lesson of my forehead journey was I'm not afraid of bang grow out. I'm not afraid of a long bang for a moment, a curtain bang. Or even like having them disheveled and like a little messy. Um, it's funny because like I definitely thought a lot about since like the 10th house is like public image and how you're seen. And I do equate it to the rising in some ways. Like it's not exactly like the rising's a little more one-on-one. The 10th house is way more public. But I have, an Aries 0 degree, Aries midheaven with my 2 degrees Aries moon. And then there's all the pile up that we've been in the retrograde season of like Neptune, fucking who else, Saturn, like then I was gonna say the eclipse, but basically the North Node. Like there's just been all at the top, and I remember thinking like, oh, Aries is the sign of the head, the forehead. Like Aries is gonna be my forehead era, and I was like, no, do not fool me. You did not trick me. Gave it a shot. No, Saturn's still in Pisces for a minute. Even when it goes into Aries, it's gonna retrograde back to Pisces. I need protection at all costs, protection on all fronts, and that includes bangs for my, face, evil eye, psychic eye, third eye, whatever you want to call it. Like, and same with the quote I posted when I did my bang hard launch. Like Natasha Leon being like, yeah, you cover like a quarter of your face and like you're good. That's like absolute slay. And in this economy, in this recession era, I won't need to Botox for a minute. I got a little curtain. You got a little, a sheath to protect. Hey, what other Venus things? Venus things alert been deep into fixing and dyeing clothes. I I don't know. I think maybe it's because we came out of Venus retrograde, because we came out like Mars, Mercury, whatever, all the retrogrades, all the bullshit I've been talking about at length on all the other episodes and things of star quality. I just feel like it's been such easy disappointment season. And like, I know like a lot of the clothes that I bought for a reason. And like, that means there was something like just like little tweaks. Like, I just found a bag of clothes that I love in my closet that was like, take to the tailor. So I just like had this beautiful dress that, but like it dragged a little too long. So like shortened it up, had some straps that were broken, fix it up. A zipper on my corset broke, fix that zipper. Like, I, it just felt like so rewarding to just go like, no, I love you. We're going to work together. I'm going to fix you. And you're going to be better than before. I even took a jacket and my sweet tailor, he was like, this isn't even this zipper. This is a second zipper. He's like, this zipper's not even broken. Let me show you how to fix it. Like, and just like jerry rigged it. And I was like, saved me some doll hairs, loved him. So maybe this is your Venus thing sign to look in your closet. It is Venus season, it's Taurus season. Look at your closet, look at your style. Just start trying things on. Like styling is like half the battle. Oh my God. I had this like black skirt. Cute, kind of plain. Bought like a silver. So I did buy one thing, new thing. Accessories, new accessories, all good. Old clothes, slay. New on top with new accessories, whole new thing. So I bought like a silver, like buckly thing to go over my black skirt. So it like is way less plain and adds some like movement and zhuzh. I also got, like a big batch of clothes back from dyeing it at Sway. It's here in LA. So if you ever need to dye your clothes, 10 out of 10 recommend. Just it hits the same like serotonin buzz. I think that's what it is. At least for me. Again, everyone's different. Everyone has different shopping habits, whatever. But I think there was just like a deep satisfaction being like, oh my God, my clothes. I committed to them, very Taurus. I committed to them. I'm loyal to them. Like, we are going to grow together. And yeah, I'm like, gonna like try on my whole batch after this. And I have some birthday fits, and I'm like super stoked for her. What else? I mean, I feel like I've been gone so long that I'm like, there's almost like just too much to recap. When you like go on vacation and you're like, I can't wait to tell everybody about my awesome vacation. And then you get back and you just experience so much stuff that you have like nothing to say. Like, I guess the best way is like almost just like show pictures or, try your best to recap. But that's how I feel. It's like, I mean, honestly, the last 6 months were like kind of just, there was highs, but mainly lows. Mommy was in a little depression, but she's back. She's reemerged. If the Venus things disappear again, check on me. Just kidding. I bet not. Check on your friends. Always check on your friends. And I think my like departing thought, I feel like I've watched like no movies. I've been watching no TV. White Lotus was also disappointing. Sorry. I'm in the group of haters. I thought it was bad. Love White Lotus. We'll continue to watch the franchise. I'm curious for season 4, but I thought, look, love the actors, Amy Lou Wood, plus the showman's alleged with Walton Goggins, obsessed, ate it up. All I could research and Google and look up and TikTok and all of that. But yeah, didn't love that season. So I feel like I've had like been on like a watching. I feel like I've watched nothing. I feel like I've had like no TV shows and no movies, listening to lots of music, calling psychic hotlines, reading books, none to completion. When I complete a book, maybe I'll report back. I like have like I feel like 7 books open and reading none. Oh, this is maybe a good time to plug. I'm going to be doing readings IRL May 4th at a psychic bazaar, spiritual Sunday at Pure Heart Collective in Sherman Oaks. Wendy, the famous Ball of Light psychic from the Otherworld podcast, you might have heard of her. She is the owner and runs the store, and she is having a big festival, if you will, where you buy tickets and your tickets get you multiple readings. And that also includes with Wendy. I'll put a link. Wendy is booked out till 2027. So this is your shot to get a reading with her. Like some of them include 15-minute readings. I have to check. All the readers are like, they're like short readings because basically it's like a market where everyone can come meet all the different readers and have like a little taste of everyone. So come by the 3 past one where you can get a read with me, Wendy, and another reader. I mean, like, sounds like a steal of a deal. I'll put a link. So that's Sunday, May 4th from 12 to 6 p.m. in Sherman Oaks in Los Angeles. It will also be a few days after my birthday. So that would be such a birthday treat to see y'all at the shop. You don't have to buy a ticket to enter. There's also going to be like tea and people hanging out. And it's like such a scene. It's like really cool. I love Pure Heart Collective. So come hang out with me Sunday, May 4th, 12 to 6 in Sherman Oaks. And okay, my last Venusian rant. Headphones on, Addison Rae. I am a Sun Ray. I'm an Addison Rae fan. I'm manifesting. I will become Addison Rae's astrologer. So mote it be, tag her. Tag her when you see her and say, get a reading with Stevie. Well, I know she's like a magical air sign queen, but headphones on, song and video, plus all 4 singles, and had her album Addison will be out June 6th. Again, I'm a fan. I'm just like, sometimes when someone is new on the scene, it's also easy for me to dive in because I'm like, oh, great, minimal discography. I can just become an instant fan because I don't have to like backlog and learn the history. But also, all 4 singles off this new album, starting off with Diet Pepsi, then into Aquamarine, then into High Fashion, then Headphones On. Headphones On is such a spell. I'm really loving the pop songs that are spells because I love when she's, and this is me coming out of my 6-month hibernation from Venus Things into her lyrics that go, just, oh my God, I know the lyrics. Guess I gotta accept the pain. Need a cigarette to make me feel better. Every good thing comes my way. So I still get dolled up. I mean, and so Venus, she's a Libra. The video is like just beautifully shot. I'm loving her. Of course, she is homaging everything I like from like a 90s soft club, Madonna, Ray of Light. I think I was watching like a TikTok of someone who like does reactions and they said it sounded very Spice Girls. And I totally agree. It sounds like the down tempo, mid tempo, like love song, Spice Girl songs, like very two become one energy. So I'll link the music video, but I'm obsessed. Song of the year for me so far. High contender. Song of the summer, song of the year. Excited for the album. I'm a Sun Ray. What can you say? Speaking of TikTok, I've committed to posting a TikTok every day until I die. Just kidding. I keep saying until I die and I need to like stop because like I don't want to call in anything. I'm posting a TikTok every day until I can't no more. Until I run out of steam. But my goal is to at least hit 30 days. I'm on day 12. And I did have a viral TikTok today of me at a Greek restaurant that is closing in LA and just giving a shout out, like a tribute to Papa Christos in Los Angeles, which is so funny because of course I'd go viral for like eating at a restaurant because I'm a Taurus in Taurus season. So I will also link that. I'd love to see you over on TikTok land. I don't know, like Instagram's been so stuffy. Of course, obviously I love Substack, been here, main platform for the constant original things, but yeah, maybe it's the Pluto and Aquarius time, like finding my digital footing for my digital footprint, if you will. And Instagram, I'll do my curated little dumps, I guess, but it's just been a little boring over there. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's like Facebook and like parents took over. I don't know. Okay. I mean, I think that's it. I just want to check in. I want to say, hey, happy Taurus season. I hope everyone is having the best time ever. My birthday is May 2nd. So I'll put my Venmo. I don't know if you want to buy me a drink, I would take it. And I will be back with more Venus things and I will be answering listener questions only if you're a third space member. So I will put it in the chat. It will be in the private chat. So be on the lookout. I'll probably put that up since this will come out. The next Venus things will come out at the end of May. It'll probably be like mid-May. I'll put a little alert. So be on the lookout there. I will have a new moon episode for you tomorrow because we are on the heels of a Taurus new moon. And I know I said this in like other star quality episodes and posts. This Taurus season is the first sun sign season out of the retrograde. It is the first feeling a freshness we've been in a minute, and I'm feeling it. I'm so happy to be back. Blah, blah, blah. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back. And with that, I'm complete. I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.